The Advancement Leadership Programme's come to an end, or is it just the beginning? I've really enjoyed my experiences throughout the year, but let's hear what the others have got to say.
I think one of the key skills that I feel I've really benefited from this programme is increased self-confidence and self-awareness, really.
I think I'm much more self-aware now. I'm still by no means perfect, but I definitely think before I do things a little bit more than I did do before I did the course.
I'm not a hugely patient person, and one of the things I've really learnt is how to work with a group to get other people's ideas involved.
I learnt through the course how to do the sort of chart where you put down what's urgent and important, what's important but not urgent, that kind of, and I really stuck to that.
Previously, I used to be quite concerned with what my leadership style was and didn't really look at how other people might perceive that. I was too focused on quite introvertly myself, but this programme has allowed me to really see from other people's perspectives how they might perceive certain ways that I do things.
I should take more notice of some of my own views, because generally my gut feeling is quite accurate.
And one of the things that I was not very good at was being very direct and sort of waffling around the subject rather than actually trying to get to the point. I felt more composed and a lot more methodical about, right, when I go in, I've got to do this, this and this, and I actually came away feeling really pleased with myself.
This is really good because it's got me to more so think about other people's standpoint, and you know, and to basically be a little bit more relaxed and not always get in my own way.
I think I felt that that's given me some confidence to put my opinion across.
And I need to be gentle sometimes, and one size doesn't fit all. So I think there's been a lot of reflection personally for myself in this programme.
I've got a real interest now in the whole psychology around leadership and how psychology, emotional intelligence and how psychology is used in the workplace to benefit the organisation and individuals as well. And my reading books this summer will be on this kind of psychology topic.
Yeah, I think a really good example of how I've managed to help and benefit other individuals is the work that I've done on the Strategic Educational Partnerships project. I've worked with colleagues who haven't really had experience of that type of work before. It's been sort of phoning up schools and colleges and giving them information about the work that we're doing on the University Experience Days and other opportunities for schools and colleges.
I've been able to use the coaching techniques to really train her up in those kind of aspects of photography, and we've had kind of some really good coaching sessions, and we've gone over a different kind of techniques and how she can look at things perhaps from a slightly different angle, and building her confidence in that and getting her to kind of think about the things that she could do to improve her style and technique.
We did this exercise, a silent coaching exercise, when we were doing the coaching, and it was something that was a little bit weird to do at the start because it didn't come very natural, but I actually used it in one of my mid-year reviews with one of my team, and he came up with some really good ideas. It was actually, you know, putting what I'd learnt into action. It was like, actually, you know, it was like, this works.
I do line manage interns. I've had quite a number of interns over the last year, and I've been able to put some of these things into practice to maybe inspire them to do better and to hopefully learn lots of things while they're working in advancement.
Just been bringing back to the office and the discussion points that we've had. So when I got my 360, although I wasn't very explicit to them about things that came back that were very personal to me, I was able to share some of the more general things, like I've just said, about how people perceive certain ways that you go about doing things.
Some of the tools that I've picked up through the sessions I've passed on to colleagues, and also I've done some coaching with members of the team, which I think has benefited them.
There is a very diverse group of individuals, all with very, very strong skill sets and different skill sets, and really it's enabling us to enhance that and harness it for the greater good of the student experience.
The coaching sessions have just been so inspirational.
The hour we spent kind of coaching each other was some of the best times I've had at work recently. It's just really, really nice. It really makes you think differently.
I think the coaching experience has really helped me beyond a work capacity as well. So I think I've taken it on board to a personal level.
Through the coaching, we learnt to ask open questions, and open questions, I think, are a really powerful tool of engaging with people.
I think the coaching helps because you realise you don't have to come up with all the answers. Well, it's about very specifically not giving answers, even though you've got them in your head.
One of the other things in the coaching which we did was we were asked to read a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and I was a little sceptical about that.
You pose a question, and rather than jumping in to fill an awkward silence, you just wait and let somebody contemplate their answer, and let that silence sit so that person's got time to think before they respond to the question that you've asked.
The key thing to take away from that book is to always see things from the other person's perspective. So I've kind of really taken that on board when I'm dealing with all sorts of different things, whether they're issues within my team or whether they're decisions being made further up.
And when people come back to me with an issue, listen to their issue and go back to them and say, well, yeah, but how do you feel? How do you want to solve it? And what it hopefully does is it gets people prepared for the long term.
And if I think that's a bit of an odd decision to make, or I wonder why they've done that, I take that point on view and I try to think about what is it then, what I'm thinking of it from their point of view. And quite often when you do that, you kind of come up with your decision, and you can kind of rationalise it and understand it. So I think that's been really useful.
I think giving me some examples of models, so the GROW model and the SIMPLE model, so that in everyday sort of working with colleagues, you can build these coaching conversations into the sort of everyday work that we're doing. So if somebody comes with a problem, it's asking them, to work through their own solutions to that problem, not always giving them the answers.
Working together as a unit has had lots of benefits.
We have supported each other very well as a group.
It has forced us to share good practice.
The synergy that you get when you get a group like that, highly motivated, got specific skills in specific areas, and you bring them all together, it gives you a really good overview of the big picture. I think we've really come to understand each other's strengths and the skills that we have across the team, and really been able to use those to great effect with the UCLan Young Researchers project. That is a really, really exciting project that we're involved with. We've got the launch event on Wednesday, and that'll run through the summer months as well.
We're creating an event which is on this week, and it's just been a natural process for everybody to feed in from their environment and what they can do best.
And it's very much about harnessing the power of a group, embracing the diversity of skill sets and the personalities, and it's good to see that all come together, and the result being a very, very successful Young Researchers programme.
Working together as a group has been fantastic, and we've really developed our relationships. We feel more able to talk to each other and ask for help and ask for support from each other.
I think the key thing that we've learned is that even if someone is a dominant character, because there are more dominant and less dominant, we don't just go with their opinion, because dominance and is not necessarily equate to accuracy or being correct.
I think because the programme's been really successful, and I think if you talk to all 9 of us individually, we've all got a really good story about different areas that we found really useful.
What it's done is we've brought people with a lot of different skills together and allowed ourselves to basically hopefully be greater than the sum of our parts, rather than working politically against each other and trying to score points off each other, because it just hasn't happened.
We know the future's going to be tough, it's going to change, it's not going to be easy, but we're all trying to be positive and think about the benefits of the business with these changes.
The main thing is it's so supportive as well. It's such a supportive group that we don't want to lose that whatsoever, and we've all really, really enjoyed it. Absolutely.